Hey, what up? It's Yankee Redneck coming at you. Right now, we're checking out my 5 mollies. There's the 5th. One always seems to hide. They're all pregnant females. I have the male separated right now because he's being a little bit of a dick. And I got a Placo. Yeah, I know. I got a Placo in a 10-gallon tank. Yeah, and he's getting big. He was supposed to be a bristlenose Placo, but I got sold the wrong thing by a PetSmart employee. So, he's in here. So, Planet Aquarium. I got a sword. I got some kind of Anubis, hairgrass. I don't know what these two are called. And I tried making like a wood cave entanglement thing, and they kind of like it. They go in there a lot. I just modified it a little bit. I have that cage back there. That's for when they give birth so they can hide. The babies can hide in there and not get eaten. Especially with this male. I really don't trust him. I know this is a small cage. Tank. So he's just chilling right there by the filter. I kind of made like a bonsai tree out of some moss and hairgrass. It's not doing that well because the moss is dying back, but hopefully it should sprout off. He just kept on chasing around all the females, so I had to separate them. There you go. Got 2 aerators back there. Trying to get these leaves to sink, but they look kind of cool floating. They like playing with them. got this multicolor light. There you go, that's better. It's a little cloudy right now. I just did a water change. Looks like she's getting ready to give birth. Hopefully there's enough cover in here that the babies live. I've been trying to feed them a decent amount. Hold on one sec. Let me see if I can. I make up my own. One more minute. I make up my own wet food that I can feed them. Basically, I just combine a bunch of stuff. I add carrot and garlic, chop it all up fresh. I had the aquarium co-op easy fry food. I add some of that in it. I crush some algae things up, wafers, and I got some other kind. And I add crushed up mealworms and cockroaches and some flake foods. I add organic spirulina. Let's see if I can show you this. I add some organic spirulina. And basically, you know, whatever has high protein. I have dried mealworms over here. And I breed my own fresh mealworms and Madagascar hissing cockroaches. And then I add a bunch of different types of flake food in it. And I breed my own what are these called? Little brine shrimps. And they eat organic spirulina. So let's see if we can feed our shrimp, our fish. Now, I normally splash a little bit of brine shrimp in for these guys. Look, they eat right off the spoon. And I let it a little bit dry out on a spoon. And I refrigerate it, and that way it sticks better onto it. Then I add a little bit of fresh right on the tip so it falls off into the water column. Grumpy female. But then I'll sprinkle a little bit of fry food into the water. Sorry, I need both hands. I'll sprinkle a little bit of this fry food I have into the water column. It's way too much. Just a smidge. They like it. And it lets them know that there's plenty of food for their offspring. I have a little tiny piece of coconut back here for the Placo he hides in it. I have some moss balls, merino moss balls. And they like to scavenge off the bottom. And every 3 days, I like to drop some of these things in for the Placo. Oh man, I'll be right back. So I got the algae wafers and the sinking wafers, which they both sink. So I got the algae wafers and then the sinking wafers. I mix them both together in the same bag. Just makes it easier, so that way I could keep most of them in the freezer and then the rest on hand. So the small ones are the sinking and then the big ones are the algae. That's basically, I'll crush one of the algae up and then I normally drop in 1 or 2 depending on how much crushed I'll give them. And then, normally 3 or 4 of the little sinking wafers. I normally drop him in this corner over here. That's where he normally hangs out, so until I can get him a new home, I just keep on feeding him. Just give me one sec. It just sinks down. You give him a minute, he'll smell it out. Sometimes he goes over to it. Most of the time he just waits until it cools, until it moistens. See, that one of the females always goes after him. So that's why I like crushing them up, so that they can get some first. And then it leaves a bunch left for him, the Placo, to go eat later. See, she's already done. Maybe she'll go back for a little bit more. That's why I normally feed them all at the same time. Normally give them a little tap, so that way they know what's up. Get a little scoop. That's why I give a little more water changes. I normally give about probably like 4 or 5 gallon water change a week. I feed them a lot. I don't know, I'd rather... Fish are hard for me. Like, I have reptiles, so I'm used to feeding once a week. You know, but with these guys, I feed them pretty much every day. They always act hungry, so if they act hungry, I feed them. See, this is what happens with the mealworm. If they get too big, if I don't break them up fine enough, they just float. They'll peck at them, but yeah, most of the time I gotta scoop them out. But this Yankee Redneck, I'm signing out. Or here, let me end this video with a view of the brine shrimp. See if you can see any in there.